Everybody, it's LK and Trust back. I'm Trust and Liam's LK. Those are both of our nicknames. So yeah, we're back today. Today we're gonna talk about the big blockbuster trade in the NBA for James Harden, possible landing spots for Deshaun Watson because he's upset in Houston, and then we'll take a look at the NFL playoff bracket for this year, like for this weekend. But first, how about them Browns, baby? Let's go.
Big Ben, bro. Big Ben. Big rapist. I blame him, bro.
Fat Ben.
Washed.
All right. So first, obviously, the big news today: James Harden's going to Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie. I'll explain it in more detail. Rockets get Dante Exum, Oladipo, some guy I've never heard of, and 4 first-round picks. To be honest, I think the Nets gave up way too much.
Way too much, dude. I mean, this is ridiculous, dude. 4 first-round picks on
Yeah,
top of that, and they had to give up LeVert. Jarrett Allen's gone, right?
yeah, and Prince, and basically they got James Harden, which is probably going to give him about like 3 years, I would say. Probably get to the finals a couple of times, but now they have like quite literally like 0 people on the bench. Their bench is depleted now, but
And you don't even know what's going on with Kyrie. I was
yeah,
thinking maybe they know something we don't. Like, maybe that's part of the reason they made this trade because Kyrie told them, like, I'm done, I'm out. And they
yeah,
said, well, we need to get someone else then.
yeah. But also the Cavs did land Jared Allen. Jared Allen's actually a really good center.
Dude, I thought it was kind of weird, though, because, like, they already have Drummond and, like,
Yeah, they're probably gonna move Drummond or Kevin Love because Kevin Love's kind of
I forgot about Kevin Love.
yeah, he's kind of done. But the Nets got Harden in a second round pick. They gave up 4 first rounders and 4 pick swaps for Harden. Honestly, since the NBA's draft's a lot shorter and they only have so many people going, the first rounders I would think are very important, which makes it seem like the Nets really didn't know what they were doing when they did this, to be
Dude,
honest.
I don't want this to turn into, you remember a few years back, the Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce trade that the Nets made when
That's
they
what I
gave up all
thought.
those draft picks?
Yes.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah, that's questionable. And Harden and Kyrie and Kevin Durant are also really big personalities, and
Yeah,
they all want to score. To be honest,
that locker
I don't
room,
even know if they'll make it out of the East.
nah. I got Hawks in 6.
And then the Pacers ended up jumping in on this and got Karis LeVert for from the Rockets for Oladipo. Oladipo was really good. Got hurt last year. He kind of fell off, but Karis LeVert's
Yeah.
actually really solid.
Yeah, I don't know. That was weird, kind of a sideways move. I don't really know why either team wanted to do that,
Yeah,
especially for the
yeah,
Pacers because they've had Oladipo for so long.
yeah. But um, the Lakers always blow up the Rockets. They did last year with Westbrook. They did this year. Yesterday just blew them out of the water. But John Wall, I watched that game. John Wall doesn't really look like he knows what he's doing on the court anymore. But yeah, well, Oladipo probably will fit better in Houston than Harden did. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But next, Deshaun Watson. Obviously, if you pay attention to the NFL, you've heard that Deshaun Watson wants out of Houston, is unhappy with the front office and how they decided to pick their GM and such. We're going to talk about possible landing spots for Deshaun Watson and what makes the most sense. So let Liam go first. What do you think?
So I'm a Dolphins fan, so obviously I'm a little biased, but like I think definitely Miami's the best place for him to go. First of all, like the Dolphins definitely have the most to give up for the Texans. Like, what other team has like a rookie quarterback or a quarterback going to second year and like a surplus of first rounders? Like, I think they can definitely have the most to offer. If Chris Greer and the Dolphins want to do it, then I think it's theirs. But I think another option would be like the Colts or Steelers or Niners, because each of those teams is just a quarterback away from probably going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but if he wasn't to go to the Dolphins, I would think they would probably have to give up a pick, a pretty high pick that could end up being somebody really good from Alabama, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, but
Yes.
yeah, Tua would be reunited with Devontae Smith, but to be honest, Deshaun Watson's probably in his prime right now, and he's definitely a top 5 quarterback in the NFL usually. And yeah, if the Dolphins made this trade, they'd probably have to give up a couple of picks and maybe somebody like Van Ginkel or Grugier Hill or somebody like that.
Not Van Ginkel, bro. Please not Van Ginkel. No, I
Yeah,
was thinking maybe
no,
Igbenogany. You
yeah.
know what I mean? I don't need Igbenogany.
But I think to be honest. I think if Deshaun went to the Patriots, and they would be a really good team. I also think they could also pick up AJ Green in free agency and make him
I
a really
disagree.
good
I
team.
disagree. Because Deshaun's gonna be in the same Deshaun's gonna be the same place he was in Houston. Like they still don't have any weapons. Like their
Yeah,
defense is not that good. Like he has Belichick, that's it. But like without any weapons, without a run game, they're not, I don't see them being a contender.
yeah, but yeah, it could go either way. But whoever gets them will have to give up a shitload of picks. But
Yeah,
I don't, I don't know. We don't even know if he's gonna be moved yet. He might just
yeah,
suck it
maybe
up,
not.
or he might just not play. I don't know what would happen. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. And this weekend, NFL playoffs are also going
Wait,
on
you
again.
wanna recap the our picks for the weekend that just happened?
Oh yeah, so we obviously made picks. If you watched the last video, we made picks on what we would think would happen in the first weekend of the playoffs. So I'll pull up this bracket so we can talk about this. Here we go. So obviously, Ravens Titans. We talked about this. We gave our opinions on the line and all that sort of stuff.
I told you to take the Ravens minus 3.5.
Look how that worked out. Ravens covered. That game was. Yeah, I honestly think the Titans could have easily won that game, but
They started off strong. They got dominated after the first quarter though.
yeah.
And Henry was nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, he had like 12 rushes, 24 yards. It was really
Yeah.
nothing at all. But Browns Steelers, this game was a bit crazy to be honest. It jumped out to like a 28-0 lead or something like that on the
Yeah.
Steelers. Big Ben just looked like he was lost to be honest.
Fat Ben, man.
It was yeah, but Colts Bills.
That was a good game. Better than I thought. I thought the Colts or the Bills would blow them out.
Yeah, but Rodrigo Blankenship missed a field goal or two. Towards the end of the game, the Colts were marching. To be honest, I think a lot of people agree with me. Pascal definitely fumbled that
Yeah,
football.
that was a weird call.
Wanted to get back to the Colts, and then Rivers honestly kind of folded to start throwing the ball out
I
of
don't know.
bounds.
He just threw the ball out of bounds twice. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. They had 12 seconds. He just threw the ball out of bounds twice. He didn't even look like he tried.
Yeah, and they didn't have any timeouts, so they had to make something happen. And throwing the ball out of bounds wasn't going to help them at all. Buccaneers and the football team. Honestly, I chose the football team. I thought that they were going to have Alex Smith, obviously, but they didn't. They had Taylor Heineke.
Heineke is better than Alex Smith, okay? If Alex Smith played, this game would not have been as close, okay? That's
Heineke
what
came
we'll
in
tell you.
and
Heineke's a beast.
yeah, he played out of his mind. Almost, they had a chance in the end. Fell a bit short, but the Bucs, man, if Tom Brady plays like he does in the playoffs and AB is starting to step up with Godwin and Mike Evans, then I could see him going far this year. But
I mean, as well.
yeah, but Rams Seahawks. To be honest, let Russ
I
cook.
was shocked.
That was bad.
Russ, I don't know what happened to Russ, dude. Like it was like what a few weeks ago he was like, or not a few, but like 8 weeks ago he was the leading MVP candidate, and now he's awful. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, he just collapsed under the pressure. Really didn't do anything spectacular.
Yeah, I know.
Rams defense held strong. Aaron Donald did get hurt, but he'll be back this week, I assume. And the Rams and Jared Goff just marched all over that depleted Seahawks defense.
Yeah, dude. And Jared Goff didn't even throw the ball, and they still scored. 30. Although they did have a pick six, but
Yeah, but I don't think the Rams are gonna have a chance this week. But we'll get into that. Saints Bears. We said line was -10. This was the kind of one that we advised you to stay away from if you didn't know how it was going to be. But I'll say the Bears.
If the Bears made that field goal, they would have covered. So
yeah,
that's why I said to stay away from it.
Yeah, but Saints, obviously, the Bears weren't really a match. They didn't really come to compete, to be honest. They weren't going to do anything against the Saints. Saints are a really good team, especially with their defense. Yeah. But looking into this week, we got Browns, Chiefs. It also shows the line.
Chiefs, that's a big line for a divisional playoff matchup.
That is a bit strange. I don't really know how to feel about that, to be honest. -10.
I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, I'd stay away from that also. Just like it's kind of like the Chiefs game, or no, I mean the Saints game from last week. Just I wouldn't bet it.
Yeah, Browns. Baker Mayfield isn't playing some good football, and the Browns. Also, we forgot to mention the Browns just smacked the Steelers. Their head coach wasn't even there, or anything like that. And it really wasn't close. but the Chiefs obviously are the Chiefs. Still think the Chiefs are going to come out on top, but I don't know about the -10 to be honest.
Yeah, dude. I could see the Chiefs winning by 24. I could see them winning by 3. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ravens Bills -2.5 over 50. I don't really know how I feel about this one. How do you feel about this?
I don't know. You know how everyone knows how I picked the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl, but like the Bills are good, so like I don't know, dude. But if you do think the Bills are gonna win, then take the -2.5 because that's pretty much just like betting the money line. Like there's a rare chance that the Bills only win by 2 or 1 if they're gonna win.
Yeah. Josh
I
Allen's
think I
playing
think the
really
Ravens are
well.
gonna win though.
Interesting. Yeah, but we'll see. I said last time Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, one of the most dynamic duos in the NFL, probably the most dynamic duo in the NFL right now. So I could see the Bills going far, but yeah, we'll stay tuned for that one. Rams, Packers, Packers -6.5. I'll give my take on this. I think the Packers will win by more than 6.5. To be honest, I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I don't know because the Rams defense is really good, and I think Ramsey can at least like limit Devontae Adams. So I could see this being close, but yeah, I'd say the Packers probably win by at least a touchdown. So yeah, I'd take -6.5.
Is Jared Goff still dealing with that thumb injury or
Yeah,
no?
dude, he could barely throw the ball last week, and it's not like he's good anyway. So
Yeah,
not
that
even.
yeah. Bucks Saints. Obviously, they've played 2 times this year. So really looking forward to this matchup. For some reason, that's interesting. The Saints are -3, correct? Because they're a 2 seed compared to the 5 seed. But honestly, these teams are really, I would say they're pretty even. Like it could go either way.
Yeah, well, the Saints handled them both times. That's probably why they're -3 because they handled them the previous 2 times they met. It's
Yeah,
hard to beat a team 3 times in a season, so
yeah,
I
especially
don't
a
know.
high level
Uh,
team.
I think the Bucks win. I think it's a close game. I think it's a shootout. 34-31 Bucks.
Yep. All right. So now we've reviewed all this. We're gonna give our updated stances on this. See if anything's changed. Liam, who you got winning the Super Bowl this year, son?
Okay, like I said, I'm sticking with the boys in purple and black. The Ravens. I say Ravens beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, and then they go ahead and beat the Packers. So I picked the Seahawks earlier, and they're out in the Super Bowl. So I'm sticking with it.
Also, how do you feel about Marcus Peters and company?
I'm not big fans of the Ravens at all. I actually dislike them. I thought that it was very disrespectful to the Titans. I
Lamar just
don't
walks
like
off the field thinking
don't
he's
like Marcus Peters one bit. And I have a friend who's a Ravens fan that I like to trash talk. Shout out Jordan if you're watching. And
yeah.
then I feel like everyone knows we hooping on TikTok. Like I feel like everyone wants to see the Ravens lose just because of him. But
Man, it would be
I don't
great.
know.
It would be great. And Lamar
Yeah,
just walks off the field. It was a bit ballsy to be honest. It turned me the wrong way to be honest.
me as well.
But my stance, I'm gonna switch it up. After watching last week, but the game was close against football team. But I think the Bucks are going to go all the way this year. To be honest, first time in a long time the Bucks haven't been anywhere near the Super Bowl. To be honest, but that defense is good, obviously, and they have like probably the best wide receiving core in the NFL, along with Tom Brady. But yeah, and they have Jones and Fournette in the backfield. But yeah, I think the Bucks are going to play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, but I think they'll come out on top. So we'll definitely stay tuned for that. We're going to talk about one last thing. So obviously the NBA is going on. There's been some surprising teams, some teams that have been letting people down. We're just going to give our takes on who are the most surprising teams and the teams that have let people down the most. I'll start. To be honest, my most surprising teams, the Magic. Terrence Ross coming off the bench, he's doing great. Cole Anthony, it's whatever, probably a bit overhyped. But the Magic, I generally don't see them going that far in the playoffs because they're obviously like they're the Magic. They're not really a good organization whatsoever. But I think they'll be able to squeeze in the playoffs at about a 6 or a 7 seed or something like that. So it'll be close to see that. But the East is also pretty good now, especially with James Harden there.
Yeah, that was gonna be my most surprising team as well. Cause just I thought they're gonna be terrible. It's not like what are they 6-5? Like it's not like they're
Yeah.
exceptional, but I didn't think they're gonna be good at all. And especially since Jonathan Isaac hasn't even been playing. But I honestly think they're not gonna make the playoffs. I think they're still gonna fall short. So instead, I'll say the Knicks for my most surprising, just because like once again I thought they were gonna be terrible. So they're surprising me. They beat my Hawks the other night. So
Julius
I
Randle,
what'd you say?
Julius Randle's putting up MVP numbers,
Dude,
but
I know.
he's not going to win it because that's just
No,
how
I
the
mean,
NBA is. It's rigged. If we're
he's
going to
not
be honest.
going to.
Yeah, if we're going to be honest here, LeBron should win it every year because he's plays like the MVP. He's
Should
probably the
have
best
won it
player in
last
the
year.
season.
Should have won it.
In the league.
And then disappointing. I think yours probably gonna be the same. It has to be the Wizards for me. Like I thought they're gonna be an 8, 7, 6 seed. Like, dude, what are they 2-8 last time I checked? Like
Yeah.
with Westbrook and Beal. Like, I don't know. That's shocking to me.
Beal explained it pretty well. Came out the other day, said we can't guard a parked car. To be honest, that's true.
It's true.
They got Thomas Bryant, but he did just go down for the year. But Beal and Westbrook, obviously, everybody thought they were going to be good, be a high seed in the playoffs. But we've seen a trend lately in the NBA. The Rockets, not successful. The Thunder towards the end weren't successful. And there's obviously one person that's been on all those teams.
Russ. It's Russ. No, but what they say about Washington, they're not known for their defense. You see what happened at the Capitol? It must have been the Wizards' defense guarding people out there. What did they give up? Beal scored 60 and they lost?
Yeah,
85 points in the half?
I would be very frustrated if I was Bradley Beal and I scored 60 points. But there's always trade rumors surrounding Beal, but he always comes out and says he wants to stay in Washington. It gets to the point where you have to believe that it's just not true.
I can't believe that's going to last any much more longer.
Yeah, it's bad, but obviously the West is still more stacked than the East, but the East obviously gained a lot of players when James Harden came in, so they're going to be a couple more contenders in the East, like the Celtics, but the Celtics are also falling off. And COVID's starting to take over the whole league, so.
Yeah, Jesus, dude. The 76ers, see what happened, dude?
Yeah.
They played with 7 guys.
Also, I want to talk about the 76ers that game against the Nuggets, okay? Somebody by the name of Tyrese Maxey came out against the 76ers. Dude didn't even have a picture, okay? He was in a dress shirt in the starting picture for the rosters, okay? Dude came out and dropped 39 points. I don't see anybody on social media talking about Tyrese Maxey, all about LaMelo's triple-double.
Imagine if LaMelo did that, dude. Imagine if LaMelo
Everybody would be going crazy.
Oh, my God.
But Tyrese Maxey, obviously, dude came out there from Kentucky and just balled on the Nuggets. Honestly, they almost won. It was a bit ridiculous. It was kind of sad from the Nuggets.
Yeah, it was, dude. I don't know what's wrong with the Nuggets. That could have been they're back to 500 now, but that could have been the other most disappointing team, dude. I thought they'd be like the 2 seed.
Yeah, people are saying they might get Beal, but
I mean, they need him.
Yeah, obviously Jamal Murray just started balling in the end of playoffs last year. He really wasn't going to miss at all, but
wasn't.
We'll see what happens with the NBA. So, this was our second episode of our new podcast. As always, we're going to upload it to our YouTube at LK and Trust's Takes. I think we're also going to start putting it out on Spotify for people to listen to it. But yeah, we're going to try to put one of these out every week on Thursdays usually. So yeah, just stay tuned. We're going to keep dropping content and rumors every single time it comes out. We're going to talk about everything. Obviously, we know what we're talking about. So it's going to be high quality stuff, and you always be able to get a laugh out of us, There's some funny people talking about sports, it's fun.
Every Thursday, you'll see one of these every Thursday, and then sometimes in the future we'll have guests on. So
who also know what they're talking about, which will obviously elevate the quality of this, and it will just make it better overall. So we'll catch you guys next time. Okay, and trust out. Thank you.
See ya.